We are, folks, the second to last game of the week. As you can see, it's the Chiefs and Washington. There is Mahomes, and then there's us. Well, I couldn't see the number of the last guy. Here we go. I forgot I could just skip that. Here we go. Kicking off is Washington. And returning the ball is number 81. Okay. Because I didn't get to look closely at the names when I was setting up everything. I didn't change the kick returners to what Madden had them. I usually do, depending on if their stats are that good, but who knows. Number 81 on the Chiefs, that's Nico Remigio. Remigio's a fun last name to say, actually. So sounds like a guy who can just wreck shit. First touch is to Isaiah Pacheco, who gets stopped right away by Percy Butler. Thank you, Madden, for giving me that one. Relax, Chiefs fans. It was one play. Mahomes finds his first catch of the day to Travis Kelce. Mahomes fakes the handoff, overthrows to, I believe that was Hollywood Brown. Mahomes gives it to Tyquan Thornton, who almost escapes the hands of Marshawn Lattimore. Took me a brief second, because he changed his number too. Because he was 23 last year. Mahomes runs for it himself. Gets stopped at the 39. It's a lot more fun when you can bounce off somebody, but we're just doing me and me alone for like the last year. Mahomes gives it to his backup tight end, Noah Gray, who almost made it, but was not close enough, I meant to say. But I don't know why I suddenly stopped there. Whatever. Guy's only a year older than me. That's crazy. And that's complete, and it's a first down to Tyquan Thornton. former second round pick by the Patriots, did not pan out there. Now seems to be a solid backup option to Rashee Rice or Hollywood. I don't know. Because Rashee Rice, once again, is not in this game because he's, I think, still suspended. Mahomes gives it to number 1. Is that Rice? No, that's not Rice. Right, that's Xavier Worthy. Rice is number 4. Tossed him Noah Gray. And now they're only 6 yards away from making the first score of this game. Mahomes throws it and finds a man. That's Tyquan Thornton. Touchdown. First score from Tyquan Thornton all series, whether it was the Patriots or the Chiefs. This is his first one. I am confident in that. I don't know. Probably. Harrison Butker. Kick is good. Returning the ball for Washington is Deebo Samuel to the 40, to the almost the 50. And look who's back, Jayden Daniels. So, for context, right, because there'll be some people who will be watching this like weeks in advance or much later. There was like a 2 to 3 week period where Jayden Daniels was out. But thankfully, he was cleared before this game was to be done. Jayden Daniels gets shoved right away by George Karlaftis. Or is it Karlaftis? I think it's Karlaftis, actually. I don't know. I remember it was like doing the not scouting, the yeah, I lost it. The NFL draft stuff, and George Karlaftis actually was like way later than I was expecting. That's the newest starting running back. Oh, we have a first foul. It's on the offense. Who is it? That's the newest addition to this offensive line, Laramie Tunsil, traded from the Houston Texans, and the Texans are regretting it heavily because poor CJ Stroud getting murdered over there. Jayden Daniels gives it to Kroskin Merritt. All right. Now going into the second. Washington has 22 yards to make up now.
Facing some long odds here if they hope to convert as they're well behind the original line of scrimmage. Now on 3rd and
Daniels gets sacked. That's the D tackle. Omar Norman Lott. My brain, like, you know? Can someone tell that wolf to shave his unibrow? Anyway. Currently waiting on our good friends, the Washington Commies. Okay, I love that nickname. They're gonna punt it away. They're gonna go for a fair catch as the Chiefs are back. The Chiefs are going to try and recover from the last game they had where they lost in an upset to last year's Colts. Mahomes chucks it. Finds his man Hollywood Brown before a nice tackle by Marshawn Lattimore, acquired by the Saints last year before the trade deadline. Which, actually, let me look at when the trade deadline is this year. Trade deadline in the NFL is... I'll wait. Mahomes lightly tosses it to Hollywood, and it actually gets somewhere. Oh, wow! That's a touchdown! Hollywood Brown! That's a highlight right there. Let's go. We needed something like that. Thank you, Hollywood. Oh, that defense is looking a little sad after that. Currently waiting on our good friends, the Kansas City Chiefs. Well, not friends. Anyway. Butker, once again, is good because, like, the kickers barely miss. I think there was only, like, one crucial miss in this entire series, and that was when the Vikings had the opportunity to beat the Cowboys, but they missed their kick. And they lost. All right, returning this is Luke McCaffrey, who tries to dance around the special teams, but was to not be. All right, here we go. Daniels gives it to Krosky Merritt. First down. He decides to shift a little bit in that run for no reason, and it costs him. That is the rookie running back, Bill Krosky Merritt, who Washington took somewhere. I don't... They drafted him in the 7th round, 245th overall. And yet, still managed to be the starter right away. Look at that catch! Noah Brown! Nice. Krosky Merritt stopped immediately. Daniels runs for it himself and doesn't go far. He better just pass it to somebody at this point, because all the rushing attempts have been not great. Lo and behold. And Washington might have to settle for a kick. I'm going to be honest. They had all of that room. Well, not much room, but which is actually worse. Matt Gay's kick is good. Former Colt. I remember him. He was with the Rams, I believe, and then he got signed to the Colts on a 4-year deal. They released him, and now here he is in Washington. Returning the ball this time for the Chiefs. That's not Nico. That's Brashard Smith. Mahomes diving for the catch. That's Tyquan Thornton. I don't think I've ever seen a diving catch like that. That was pretty fun. Here we go for a toss to Pacheco, who hasn't seen much of this game, actually, now I think about it. Mahomes launches it to Hollywood for the first down. Mahomes. Almost was a hospital ball. It would have been another injured receiver caused by Travis Kelce running right into them. But thankfully for Hollywood, he's still up and running. Mahomes chucks it to Tyquan Thornton, but he fumbles it. And now Washington has the ball. Bobby Wagner.
somewhere, they've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
One final possession for the Commanders in this opening half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they
Ah.
take a shot.
Taekwon was having himself a game today. Till that moment.
And just 25 seconds to
That was the kind of boost that the commies would need. Daniels finds Noah Brown, but doesn't go far enough.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be second down.
Well, that's the second.
Straight ahead, it is time to join our good friend Scott Hanson. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hanson with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the third.
So, yikes on the whole,
We rejoin our broadcast team, Brandon
Yeah.
Godden and Charles Davis.
Scott, thank you very much. We are ready to get started here with the second half.
let's hope Washington can make up for what the hell was lost there. All right, Butker goes for the kickoff. Returning the ball, this time is Debo. And quickly was taken down at the 30.
The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. And what's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Play action.
Daniels. He's going to find a man. That will be Arizona Cardinal legend Zach Ertz, baby. No, I'm kidding. That's Bates. I feel embarrassed. I saw the 7 too late. No. Hey, congratulations, Dane. Not every white guy tight end from Washington is Zach Ertz. Okay, I get it. All right. No, that's embarrassing. Daniels dances, finds Merritt. First down. Merritt clobbered by Chris Jones.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on.
Jaden Daniels, trick play to Krosky Merritt. Didn't get too far, but that was at least fun. Daniels gets clobbered once more. Well, this time it's his turn for Chris Jones. Now, they're going to punt it away again. Down 11. Well into the third. Wow.
this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And they'll play keep away from the return.
All right. That is actually really far back for the Chiefs. Good job on the punter.
Hollywood, Marquise Brown leading out this offense. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Pacheco is the first to get the ball, and he's stopped very quickly by Frankie Louvu.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Isaiah Pacheco is... Well, he tried to go somewhere. Chiefs. Anyway. Oh, Broski is in. I did not notice until just now. I am sorry. Of course, the chat is not seeable for here because it's, I don't know. Mahomes finds Xavier Worthy for the first down. Look at that. Wide open.
Now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a two-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense.
All right, here we go.
Playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode. Really try and put the hammer.
Mahomes throws it to Hollywood and gets knocked off his ass by Bobby Wagner. Mahomes. Ooh, a very narrow margin, but he was able to get a catch in there. That's Tyquan Thornton.
We have played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Nothing happened in the third quarter, but let's just see what happens in the last one. The Chiefs can just afford to just do rushing the entire way through just to wind the clock down at this point. But then again, it's 5 minutes, so it might cost them. Pacheco gets stopped right away. That's a name, Sainra still. Mahomes finds Hollywood for the first down. Once again, former Arizona Cardinal. Anyway, there's a couple of former Cardinals that in this game. The Chiefs have Hollywood Brown, and the Commanders have Zach Ertz, which we're not seeing right now because he's on their offense, obviously. Pacheco fighting, but only got 2 yards out of it. Is it me or does Andy Reid look like thinner than usual? Mr. Mustache Man. Isn't he like a bigger guy? Looking guys. Congrats to him, I guess. Mahomes goes to Pacheco again. First down. To the 10, to the touchdown, Isaiah Pacheco. And the Chiefs' lead is gonna extend. After a lot of questionable things with Pacheco today, it wound up panning out in the end. Now all we need is Harrison Butker to practically seal this game away. Look, I had an expectation that the Chiefs were going to win this game, but holy crap. I was not expecting Washington to not have a touchdown, and I was very much expecting some bot in my chat. Butker for hold on. And you're banned. Alright. Actually, we have one game left in this week. In this quote week. My week 4. Don't know when that'll be, but we'll see. Deebo Samuel from Washington. Traded from the 49ers earlier this offseason. Actually, he's done pretty well for himself in real life with Washington. There's Zach Ertz, number 86. I want to see a good playoff off of him. He hasn't been really passing much, Mr. Jaden Daniels. Daniels throws it high. And it's almost picked off by the Chiefs. Intended for Noah Brown. Daniels finds Brown. They both have Brown. That's their last name. Like 2 receivers on one from each team. We got Hollywood and Noah. There's Zach Ertz. That's my guy. Daniels. Light toss to Zach Ertz for a couple of yards. We are looking at the last 2.5 minutes going into it. The Commanders are looking to hope for a miracle because they are behind by more than 2 scores. Daniels finds Deebo, who was able to stop the clock, so they have a lot more time to themselves. And that's a first down by Washington. That is the rookie Bill Krosky Merritt. That's a fun name to say, actually. Because, like, you never know what you can get in the NFL draft. Like, Merritt was drafted way late, and here he is. He's the starter now. Daniels finds Zach Ertz once more. The clock was able to be stopped. Daniels runs it for himself. And he was almost getting clobbered by like at least 6 people. He was able to drop down. The anticipation's killing me. I don't know where Debo was going. Krosky Merritt. He's short of the first down. Washington will elect to use their timeouts later, which is a bit of a bold move because there's a minute and 30, pretty much a minute 30 left. Like, the game is out of their reach at this point. Why not try to extend their, well, not extend. Why not try and get some points in there and some time still? Daniels is looking clueless. And immediately gets sacked. Again, they're not using their timeouts. Daniels runs it for himself again. And he's close. They'll finally use a timeout to hopefully finish off this drive. And hopefully also get, you know, a touchdown. A touchdown for this team. Daniels finds... That's a player we haven't seen all day. Ben Sinnott. Touchdown. And now we finally have a touchdown. Now all we need is a field goal or probably a 2-point conversion from Washington. I would like to see a 2-point conversion happen because, you know, that means 2 points. No, they're gonna wind up taking the loss. I don't know, I would have tried at least a little bit. It's good for Matt Gay as they are heading into, well, I'm gonna be honest. Nothing really. If they go, at least go for like an onside kick, try and get the ball back. I like how they have Juju Smith-Schuster back there. Like, they're not going to use it. It is going to be an onside kick. Okay. And it... Oh, they blew it. They blew it. Like, they interfered with the kick themselves. Like idiots. So, womp womp. The Chiefs are at they're at Washington's 38 now. They could just score a touchdown if they really want to. Well, it looks like they're going to be in kneeling formation. And that will do it. One more kneel. Oh, actually didn't even need the second kneel. The Chiefs, no surprise to anybody, will beat Washington 21-10. I don't know what was happening to Daniels all game because, like, he was supposed to be one of, like, the new, like, big players now. His first game back and he's just kind of dead in the water. A standout game, though, for my boy Hollywood Brown. Benson not making his random cameo appearance. So, I've not more to say other than congratulations to the Chiefs, I guess. I'm not biased at all. Alright. So, both of them have a really high completion percentage, though. And Patrick Mahomes got a perfect passer rating. Okay. Congratulations to him, actually. Both of them had really good passer ratings. So, congrats to the both of them, actually. We have one game left in the week, and I feel like it's going to be another stomping, and that's going to be the Bills versus the Raiders. But just, man. Let me just... I was just adjusting the score thing for a second. I want to have the final score show up. Where is the... Alright, download. Current page. And then... I'm just currently waiting at the moment. Alright, there we go. Updated. Alright, so... all said and done. Let's look at the other stats before I leave here. Okay. The most rushing yards of the game go to Jaden Daniels with... wow, the rushing game was poor all day, actually. Look at Pacheco with just the one. The most receiving yards went to Marquise Hollywood Brown. And then Noah Brown. Look at that. The guys with the last name Brown popped off for both of their teams. And then, look at that. Chiefs, Washington, Chiefs. It was a lot. The most by average was also Marquise Brown. The one who allowed the most sacks was this guy. Chris Paul. Showing that he's not the real Chris Paul, not the basketball one. Look at that. 3 sacks allowed. That's insane. And all 3 sacks were caused by Chris Paul here. 2 by the rookie Omar Norman Lott, and 1 by Chris Jones. That's it. I hope to see you guys for the last game. I have no idea when that'll be, but we'll see you then. Okay, bye.